That's how you get everybody's attention. Welcome to Sutton. Welcome to Sutton Common. This is our second concert of 5. We have 3 more next 3 Thursdays at 7 o'clock. The rain gods prevailed and came early, so we've got some fantastic weather. If you haven't already thought about doing it, I want you to take out your cell phones and check in on Facebook. It'll show that you are here listening to the concert. And I never really understood the power of Facebook, but in the various organizations I'm involved with, all you have to do is put a like or checking in or anything, and boom, it just magnifies and magnifies and magnifies. And what we're trying to do is try to get more attendance at the concerts, because it's good music in the first place, but it's another chance and another opportunity for Sutton to get together. The Cultural Council does have a Facebook page. Please look us up. At the table here, we've got surveys, and Stephanie and I may be wandering around with a clipboard and pens and surveys to ask you to fill them out. It helps us choose what kind of music and what kind of programs we want for next year's funding. Needless to say, this group, we always look forward to when we do the choosing of the grants in November. And this group, the Bvcc band, it's always a yes. There's no discussion. Yes, 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 all the time. Unanimous. The council is also looking for members. We need volunteers, as do most organizational groups. So if you have any interest, stop by and talk to us. We'd be happy to talk to you about joining the Cultural Council. It's not a labor-intensive job. I promise you that. The only time it gets heavy is in the winter time when we're trying to figure out how to divvy up the money. So without further ado, I am going to introduce the Blackstone Valley Community Concert Band. Welcome back to Sutton.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for having us. I do not have that Marine Corps voice to project, so I need my microphone. We do ask at this time that you please stand, if you are able, and direct your attention to the flag as we play our national anthem. Thank you very much. It is wonderful to be back here we are in our 22nd season as a group. My name is Devin Goodwin. I am the president of the band, and I'll be playing the part of narrator for our At the Movies feature presentation. This summer's program is a musical montage from popular films along with some of our patriotic and concert band favorites, sure to delight cinephiles and audiophiles alike. Please join me in welcoming our musical director and ensemble cast to the set, Mr. Justin Falvo and the Blackstone Valley Community Concert Band. Thank you. That was a medley of themes from the first film in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Fellowship of the Rings, arranged by Ralph Ford. Soloists on that piece were on flute, Jessica Carrera, on trumpet, Nate Weiner, and on clarinet, Jillian Falvo. The composer of that music, Howard Shore, earned himself an Academy Award in 2002 for the more than 4 hours of music he composed for the film. Our next piece may not be featured in films of any note, but its composer, Ralph Vaughan Williams' music, does have a few movie credits. For example, his work Fantasia on a Theme by Thomas Tallis was featured in the film Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World. The English folk song suite that we'll be playing today consists of 3 movements: the introductory march, 17 Come Sunday, the middle intermezzo, My Bonnie Boy, and the final movement, another march that includes 4 folk songs from Somerset melodies. Please enjoy this classic English folk song suite. Just 3 songs in, and I'm going to go off script a moment, but I just want to mention that last week we got the opportunity to play up in Worcester at Mechanics Hall, opening for the John Philip Sousa National High School Honor Band. Thank you. And it was quite an honor to open for that group. We played the song that you just heard along with a few others. But I do want to recognize a couple people, one who's here and one who's not, but we'll mention her anyway, because they're both from right here in Sutton. So it's important to recognize the folks who, as part of our band and part of this town as well. But they're 2, I guess, high schoolers now. Are you a high schooler now? Okay. 2 high schoolers, but this is an elite group of high school musicians and from all over the country. So we're very lucky to have 2 of them playing with us in our group as well. In fact, on that night at that concert, they played double duty and played in both groups, so making it doubly a challenge. First is one of our bassoon players, Shannon Favela, who we'll just give her a round of applause. Even she'll hear it, I'm sure. And as also in our bass clarinet section, Hayden Town. Hayden, why don't you stand up, sir? Section leader as well. All right, back to the script. So we had a close call today, and loyal followers of the Bvcc, well, we'll cover what that stands for. Okay, never mind, I won't say it. May recall that many of last summer's concerts were thwarted by rain. It was a downer and wreaked havoc on our scheduling, so really the only sensible thing for us to do was to confidently scoff at Mother Nature with our next piece, Singin' in the Rain. We almost didn't make it today, but we had great weather eventually. This title number of the iconic American classic film remains a favorite to this day. I challenge all of you to rewatch this 1952 musical starring Gene Kelly, Debbie Reynolds, and Donald O'Connor and tell me it's not one of the funniest and most joyful movies ever made. The music, composed by Nacio Herb Brown, has been arranged for us by Michael Brown. From one iconic film to another, onto The Wizard of Oz. This medley of instantly recognizable songs from the innovative 1939 film is still beloved to this day. The songs were composed by Harold Arlen and scored by Herbert Stoffen. Over the Rainbow received an Academy Award for Best Original Song, and Stothert won the award for Best Original Score in 19... That was Martin Reeve on tuba. Nice job, Martin. Only 25% of the Reeve family who was in the band. Martin is one of four. We end the first half of the show by honoring our country's armed forces with the Armed Forces Salute, a tribute to the men and women who are serving and who have served in our armed forces. The piece includes the caisson song, Semper Paratus, the Marines hymn, the U.S. Air Force, and Anchors Aweigh. We invite active and retired service members and their families to please stand to be recognized when your branch's song is played. again, thank you for your service. We're going to take a brief break. Please visit Paul at the desk and see what he's got to hand out for you. And we'll be back in just about 10 minutes or so. Thanks.
That's all you stay with, my friend. Oh, the country club. The country club.
Welcome back. The heroic Captain America March is the main theme introduced in the 2011 film Captain America: The First Avenger. Composed by Alan Silvestri, who is best known for the music in films like Forrest Gump, The Polar Express, Contact, and the Back to the Future trilogy, as well as 4 films from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Please welcome our Associate Conductor, Mr. George Pro, to the podium as we assemble for the Captain America March. Thank you, George. When he is not conducting our group or playing alto horn in our horn section, George can be found playing with the Providence Brigade Band, which is a period-accurate brass ensemble playing the music from the Civil War era, I believe. Coming to a parade near you. Be Thou My Vision is a traditional Christian hymn of Irish origin. This work opens with a medieval-like flavor of reverence, leading to the first presentation of the hymn by the euphoniums. The composer, David Gillingham, then introduces an original counter-melody in an Irish quality presented by the flute. This leads to a dramatic statement of Be Thou My Vision by the full ensemble. Following is the marriage of the two Irish tunes, which grows to a climax and then subsides. A heavenly benediction closes the work. Although challenging to find, our research found the hymn was used in the film adaptation Pilgrim's Progress, in which actor Liam Neeson made his film debut. It's a real movie, but we have not seen it. So if you've seen it and can confirm, Be Thou My Vision. Please welcome back Mr. Justin Falvo to conduct Be Thou My Vision. Thank you, and that was Stacia LaRiviere on flute during that piece, Elizabeth Jannery on alto saxophone, and Jolie Conway. Jolie, how are you? On tenor saxophone. In the spirit of a classic movie villain trope, allow me to monologue for a few moments and tell you a little bit about our origin story. The Blackstone Valley Community Concert Band, or as we like to say, Bvcc. I'm trying to make that catch on. It hasn't started yet. It can start here tonight. Well, we're composed of talented musicians from throughout the Blackstone Valley and beyond. We are a nonprofit organization, and our summer concert series is supported in part by a grant from the Massachusetts Cultural Council, by generous individual and corporate donations, the fundraising efforts of our membership and board of directors, as well as local cultural council grants from towns throughout the Blackstone Valley, including right here in Sutton. Special thanks goes to the Uxbridge School Department for providing our rehearsal space, and for all of you for supporting the arts in your community. Thank you. Page turn. There's a lot of dramatic tension in the movies that we love, and no dramatic tension is quite as high as watching out of the corner of my eye my script go flying in the breeze as a stiff wind goes, and this little old clothespin is just barely hanging on. Anyway, back to the script. Featuring a blend of Celtic-flavored themes, Patrick Doyle's soundtrack from the blockbuster Disney Pixar film Brave ranges in mood from haunting and lyrical to powerful and majestic. Sean O'Loughlin captures the style beautifully for the concert band. Here's highlights from Brave. and that looked like it was Jason Dimmick being shy on clarinet. He didn't understand. Jason, another Sutton guy. And Elizabeth Jannery again on alto saxophone. The Greatest Showman is a 2017 American musical film inspired by the story of P.T. Barnum's creation of the Barnum and Bailey Circus and the lives of its star attractions. From the powerful soundtrack, here is a dramatic and exciting medley including The Greatest Show, Never Enough, A Million Dreams, This Is Me, and From Now On. A lot of people I want to recognize in that piece. On flute was Mel Garland. On saxophone, again, is Elizabeth Jannery. On trumpet, Elena Morganelli. And really pushing the tempo this time on percussion was Nixon Huggins, Sutton's own Nixon Huggins. I love it. Don't get me wrong. We're fighting sunlight here. We end our program with a classic from the film score master himself, John Williams, who has scored more than 75 films, many of them classics, and won 5 Oscars. Please enjoy the Indiana Jones theme, more commonly known as the Raiders March. And spoiler alert, I finally said it right. I've been messing up spoiler all year. We have a post-credit scene or encore planned. The way we end all our shows with John Philip Sousa's Stars and Stripes Forever. Thank you once again, Sutton. You've been a wonderful audience, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your summer. Thank you.
Bye.